We got the dog. This is kind of...
This is very aesthetic, you know?
This is cinematic.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Love this. This is great.
So, Benny.
So, Mr. Himes.
How's Adley doing?
She is doing wonderful at her new job. Just getting ready for the next season of life right now. But she's doing great.
Saving her money.
Oh, yeah. We're splurging a little bit. We're going to go see a concert in October. And have a few fun adventures this summer, but saving the majority of it. No.
Why are you saving money?
Because hopefully one day I plan on marrying your daughter.
What?
And so hopefully saving up for a wedding, saving up for a place to live, and just our future.
I'm saving too, so
Yeah.
I appreciate it. You keeping me in the loop.
Oh, yeah.
This has been fun. I'm excited.
This has been great.
So thanks for letting me document this process.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a filmmaker and I process out loud.
It's okay. I love it.
And I think it's going to help a lot of families and a lot of dads. So I wanted to talk about themes that we're going to address in the movie.
Let's do it.
And if we were to make this movie 2 years ago, you wouldn't have been on the scene.
It's true.
So this delay is for you. So everyone is like, where's the movie? Well, we had to wait for Benny to
Finally
come on the scene.
dating one of your daughters.
So one of the first, well, originally I wrote this for my father-in-law when he passed away. And I was able to write it as the son-in-law.
Yeah.
So that's where I pulled from. But now my daughters are dating, at least Allie's dating you. And so now I don't want this just to be for dads. I want this to be for your generation too.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a great family movie. And so the 4 themes we're going to address in the movie are infatuation, friendship, dating, and marriage. And throughout the 90 minutes, we're going to tackle all 4 of those.
It's crazy.
So it's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that you kind of jumped over infatuation, at least directly with Adley, out of observing other guys crashing and burning who were infatuated with Adley, who didn't take the time to get to know her. So tell me, like, did you deal with, like, love at first sight, like infatuation, or did you, like, resist and get counsel? Tell me about, like, the stage of infatuation. It doesn't have to be with Adley. It could be with someone else as well. Do you know what infatuation is?
Yeah, kind of like...
It's all in your brain.
Yeah.
It's not based on any reality. You're like, I'm in love with
kinda
this
making up
girl,
things,
but
yeah.
you've never talked to her.
Love at first sight kind of stuff. Yeah, I definitely felt that with Adley, but I didn't act on it because, you know, like you said, I saw a few of these other guys who just went straight for it and got rejected kind of instantly. So I'm like, I don't want to be another one of those guys who just hops into it and gets rejected right away, you know? And initially, I just had the intention of just being friends with her. Like, I thought she was pretty, but I never thought I was going to actually date her. And
Right.
so I was just like, let's just become friends, just get to know her. I don't have the intention of dating you, but God can make anything happen. So if it happens, you know, then that's God's plan.
That's what happened with April and I. In college, I watched all my friends just go after her. Just like, she's the one. Crash, burn. And she's like, you guys are freaking me out. Like,
Yeah.
these guys were just going for it, just confessing their love, their infatuation with her, and just freaking her out. And I'm just like, I'm not going to fall for that trap. And that helped me just to put on the brakes and actually get to know her as a person and build a friendship. So, yeah, infatuation, we're going to tackle it in the movie just because it's going to be funny, because we want to see the dad completely protect his daughter from infatuated boys. And I want to see the dad have that moment of protection, and it's going to be hilarious how he does that. But in our story, Raphael's character is going to pivot and pursue friendship, find something that's based in reality, and they spark a friendship. It's like, hey, maybe this guy isn't crazy. I kind of like him, and I saw that with Adley, as you were intentional to ask her like real questions to get to know her, not just be like, "You're pretty." You're like asked her. So tell me about like the friendship, how you resisted infatuation and made an effort to get to know her and see if you guys could become friends.
Yeah, so I was kind of around December time when I thought like, oh, she's really pretty. I don't think it'll go anywhere, but like she's a great person. We're both leaders in the youth group. We can get to know each other. And then around February time, I was just like, I'm done being just leaders. I want to actually be friends with her outside of the youth group and like hang out outside of the youth group. And so I had her number from just a leaders group chat. And so I was at work one day and I was talking to one of my coworkers and I'm like, so there's this girl I do youth group with. She's one of the leaders with me. It's like, I want to get to know her more, like become friends with her, but I have no idea what to say to her without like being creepy or like pushing her away or anything like that. Just like being one of those like other guys who are like, trying to slide in or whatever, but like just trying to go about it in a friendship kind of way. And so I talked to my coworker a little bit, and so the first question I ever sent to her was, "What's your favorite color?"
Yeah, and so, I remember that.
Yeah, so in February, it's just like just a random question, just what's your favorite color? It was out of the blue. We only had like one text conversation before that, and it was about a youth thing, and so I just randomly texted her, and she responded, like she answered and like added more to the conversation. So I'm like, okay, she's adding more to the conversation, so that gives me permission to add a little bit more. And then just as the weeks went by, every single day, I would just ask a random question, just either about her life or about family and all those things. And then it just turned into a friendship, and then which turned into, I actually really like this girl.
Yeah, so how long did that take to get to know her? You said December.
Well, yeah, December was kind of the first time I was like, oh, she's really cute. I don't think it would go on anywhere, but like, sure, maybe I have a little liking for her, but it's not going to go anywhere, so it'll die out.
So you resisted the infatuation guy.
Yeah.
And you just like were intentional about actually getting to know her as a person.
Exactly. So yeah, I was intentional about actually getting to know her, and then when I actually got to know her, I started liking her even more. And so
based on reality.
Exactly.
That's what friendship is, and friendship lasts forever. Mm-hmm. My wife and I, we've been married for 26 years, and our friendship is what is like the through line. Like we have moments of romance, but the friendship is a rock.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite color?
Purple. Same as me. We have the same favorite color.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
So then I remember you guys were intentional not to start dating because she was leaving on a mission trip.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to like date. So I remember the Blazer game. Is that when you're like shared like I have feelings?
Yeah. So we first.
So that was a couple months, right? At least?
So February and then March was when we did the Blazer game.
All right. So at least 3 months of establishing friendship.
Yeah. And so in March, we first went out to a coffee shop together and just got drinks together. It was really awkward, and
because you had unspoken stuff.
Exactly. There was an unspoken thing there. Like I wasn't sure if she actually liked me or was just trying to be my friend. But like she agreed to go out with coffee with me, which she didn't do with anyone else. So I'm like, okay, there could be something here. And then like a few days later, I got tickets for a Blazer game. And I'm like, I'm just going to invite her, see what she says. She said yes. I'm like, okay. Like, there must be really something, because she wouldn't just say yes to that for anyone. Mm-hmm. And so we went to the Blazer game. I picked her up on the drive there, had great conversations. While we were there, we were just having tons of fun, great conversations, just telling her about basketball. And then on the drive home, it was just completely silent. And, like, neither one of us said a word. And I was just, in my mind, overthinking, like, do I tell her I like her yet? What do I do? Like, because she's leaving. Is this even going to last? Like, what is this? And then I pulled up to your guys' house, and before she got out of the car, I was like, I have something to say. I really like you. And she said she liked me too. And then we were both like, but we don't want to start dating yet because you're leaving. And so let's go out a few more times together, just one-on-one, like kind of just outings together. We didn't title it as dates because we weren't gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend. And so we went out a few more times together, and it was tons of fun. We just connected more, and then she left for 3 months, which was crazy. But
Ensenada, Mexico.
yeah,
And that was exciting. I just love that you constantly tap the brakes. You're like, she's pretty. Tap the brakes. I'm going to get to know her first. Yeah. And you get to know her. And then you guys both agree you have feelings. So tap the brakes. Let's wait till you're in town since you're leaving for 3 months.
Yeah. It's hard starting a relationship with someone and them leaving for 3 months because...
So it was really... You gave room for this to make sure it was based on reality and not just making a dream girl in your head.
Exactly, about feelings.
And even giving her time on a mission trip with just her and Jesus, where Jesus could have just been like, yeah, I got something better for you.
Exactly. This 3 months was make or break. If Jesus spoke to either one of us, it would have been done right then and there. And right now, if Jesus says to either one of us, it would be done right.
That's why you're in the dating process. But I want to talk a little more about friendship. So, that's right. That was when she was in Ensenada. Both of you could have lost interest. And so just that you guys... So how'd you communicate when she was in Mexico? Was it WhatsApp or
we texted. Texting? Yeah, it was just straight iMessage. And every week we would just do... On Wednesdays, we would do a weekly update. And it would just be like, how are you feeling physically? How are you feeling mentally? How are you feeling spiritually? And we just dove deeper into each one of those topics and make sure both of us were feeling all right with just the situations around us and in us. And then we also FaceTime. We tried to FaceTime as much as we can, which is tough for me because I don't really like FaceTiming. I don't know, it just makes me a little bit weirded out.
I get that.
Yeah. So, but I sucked it up. We FaceTimed, it was great, made a lot of great memories, have a lot of screenshots from that, which are hilarious.
Did you resist talking about feelings, writing little love letters? Obviously you admitted that you liked each other, but did you try to resist being kissy face, being all... I don't know, I wasn't there.
Yeah, a little bit, but...
I mean, it's okay to do it, because you already confessed some feelings, but that's a good test if it gets too, lovey-dovey, almost needy right off the bat.
Yeah, right off the bat. The first month, month and a half, we weren't, lovey-dovey or anything like that. We were still just seeing if this would still work long distance for a little bit, seeing if we're actually going to keep feelings for each other. But then, 2 months in, after FaceTimes, after texting every day, we did good morning, good night texts every single day. We just had the check-ins, and then after a while I was like, okay, I really like this person, and I miss this person. I want to be around this person. And, I'm sad I'm not around her, but I know my value doesn't come from her, And so, but it definitely turned into, it wasn't kissy face, all that stuff, but it's just I miss you. I want to be around you because you are you're becoming one of my best friends now.
Right.
So.
I love that. And then you came with us to the airport.
Yeah, and then,
With flowers.
I did.
What color were the roses?
I think they were red.
Were they red?
Yeah.
They weren't yellow?
No, I think they were red. Because you made a comment, I showed up with red flowers, and you're like, oh, that's pretty forward, isn't it?
Yeah. It was bold. I liked it.
Yeah. It's also important to not just... Obviously, the relationship is with me and her, but also being intentional with the family as well. You need a friend.
Right.
Exactly. And so I also made it intentional to spend time with you guys while she was away.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, you came to Leilani's track and soccer. And
we had our mandates.
We did, we did golf and frisbee golf and bowling.
Yeah.
And I beat you in...
I think you beat me in all of them.
It's
okay.
We're going to have that in the movie where they have a little competition.
Yeah.
So in the movie, I'm excited to tackle these themes with some healthy competition.
Yeah.
And we're going to definitely need a stunt team. It's going to be a lot of fun.
They're going to need matching shirts, too.
Yeah, we got to do matching shirts. So here we go. We got infatuation, friendship, dating.
The phase we're in right now.
Let's talk about dating. So tell me when you guys started dating. Like, when's your anniversary for dating?
July 16th, 2024.
So she came back, and then you went on a mission trip for a week or two?
Yeah, she came back the day before my birthday. We spent my birthday together, July 2nd. We spent the entire day together. She was planning my birthday while she was in Mexico, too. It was like planning all these things, which is amazing. So we spent my birthday together, and then the next day, I flew to Cambodia for 14 days.
It delayed you starting to date again.
Exactly, yeah.
For the Lord.
Yeah, we both had mine was considerably, like, a lot shorter than hers was, but still, it's just like, the Lord is both, like, taking us both and being like, hey, let me guide this, let me be the center of this, because if you do it on your own, it isn't going to work. If you do it through me, that's how it's going to prosper.
Patience is so... To be patient and to wait on the Lord, but to be intentional to be patient, and intentional to resist infatuation, and being intentional. The verse, he who finds a wife finds favor from the Lord, and what pops is find. You actually have to be intentional to find your wife. You can't just...
The Lord isn't going to give you everything.
You got to go find her, but that's intentional to find her and then get to know her and date her. And the only rule we've had in our family for dating is just keep us in the loop. Like, don't do it alone. Just include us. And my daughters have been amazing to include us. And we have a little rule. I don't know if it's a rule. We have a tool. It's of how involved I need to be. I'm like, this guy, is this a yes, no, or a maybe? And if it's a no, then I gotta shut him down. But usually she shuts him down. I haven't had to, like, shut anybody down. Usually she's like, I got it, Dad. I'm like, I'll shut him down.
I can do it if you really want me
to. And we're gonna allow Robert Amaya's character the opportunity to shut a boy down just because we need to see it on screen. And then the maybe is, I'm still figuring it out. And so the dad can get involved if she needs to help her figure it out. And then a yes is, okay, yes, so I support this. You've already chosen to do it God's way, and you're going to get to know him. I choose to get to know him too. So just so you know, you still have the thumbs up from Adelie.
Let's go. I'm glad.
But I ask every once in a while.
Is he still a yes? Are we still sure about this one?
Yeah. So dating. So you guys started dating July 16th. Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Right out of the gates. And you guys have been dating? Oh, who's home?
Oh my goodness, it's Zoe.
Zoe!
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, we're filming, so we're almost done.
That's okay.
We got 10 more minutes.
Okay.
Let's see here. Dating. We got 10 minutes to talk about dating.
Let's do it.
So let's talk about, how is it like? You guys been dating since July?
Yeah, since July. It's been amazing. Just being, even forming that friendship, you have to be intentional, but you have to be intentional in dating as well. Like, the intentionality never stops when you're in a relationship. And so just being intentional to find time, because you're going to have to sacrifice something to spend time with someone, to do something you love. You have to sacrifice something else. And so sacrificing the things that I may want to do, like just sitting inside playing video games, or like going to play basketball with my friends, I understand, like, I can put those aside for a little bit and spend more time with her, because I'm investing, I'm being intentional in this relationship, and I know God is taking this relationship somewhere.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you guys, paint a picture of what your dating life, do you guys, like, always have to have a activity planned. Like on Sundays, he was watching football.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, some things just kind of come about, like watching football on Sundays. That was just like an easy thing to do. Like just even if it's easy, like just spending any time together. Like we have our date days every week. We spend like the whole day together. We either make a plan beforehand or we just make the plan the day of. Like, hey, this is what I want to do today. This is how I'm feeling. Oh, maybe it's just sitting inside watching shows all day. Maybe it's going to Bullwinkles or something like that. And so you don't always have to have a plan or structure. You can be spontaneous, you know, and like just come over. We can figure out when you're over here, or if you just want to chill, that's totally fine. But having a day just in the week to spend time with your person is very important, because you can get lost in all the other things you're doing in life. And then lose that dating and that fun aspect of a relationship that's supposed to be there. And so we've been very intentional to be like, this is the day, the entire day we're going to spend together, no matter what. Like, this is the day we have together. We'll hang out like throughout the entire week. Like, we'll hang out for a few hours like on Monday, a few hours on Tuesday, but then this one day.
But that was just like doing life. You just
a little
flexing
bit
with life. But then your dating we're being intentional about dating.
Yeah.
So, and what boundaries have you guys set to honor God and honor your parents and be an example to your youth group as you've been dating?
Some of the boundaries, we try not to, we aren't alone in just a house together. We don't want that. We don't want the temptation from the devil to come and just strike us. Where we have boundaries physically with each other about where it's too far to go physically, what is too far with that.
Have you kissed my daughter?
I have kissed your daughter many times. I'm sorry.
You're sorry?
No, I'm not sorry. It's been great, but
Thank your mom, I guess.
it's just like boundaries in a public place as well, because we don't want to be known as like that PDA couple who can't be apart from each other, you know? Like when we're working with a youth group with kids, we want to set like the expectation of what a good relationship, what a godly relationship looks like. And sometimes that's me hanging out with the boys in the basketball, like in the gym playing basketball, and that's her in the lobby just hanging out with the girls who don't want to play basketball and just sitting with them and talking with them. And being separated and still having our own lives. You know, you can't live through each other. You have to have your own life.
Right, and you would need to be a complete person without the other person. Like, so when you have a codependent relationship, that's when it gets sloppy,
Exactly.
and messy,
Yeah.
and unhealthy. And the kids in your youth group, they need to see what a healthy relationship looks like.
Yeah.
And you guys should be able to interact with each other without being, I don't know what's the word, a poor example for those kids.
Yeah.
So you've been a great example for those kids. And you got 6 minutes. I want to make sure we touch on everything. So how long has it taken, how many months or weeks or moments, how long did it take where you shifted from dating to talking about marriage? Because kind of when you know.
Yeah, you know. How long did it take?
Approximately. I won't hold you to it.
A few months. Maybe like...
It doesn't take that long.
And no, it may be like 2 or 3 months before like the first conversation of marriage got brought up, because like neither one of us are gonna waste a time on a relationship if it's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
And so if you're gonna be in a relationship, you should have the intention of getting married to that person. If you're not, you're just having fun and messing around with someone, and that's not what a healthy relationship looks like.
Yeah, April and I knew after a couple months, I knew she was the one. Just after a couple months, we started planning our life together.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we were engaged yet. We still had a lot of work to do, but we became more intentional about preparing for forever.
Yeah, that's where we're kind of at right now. We know that we want to get married, and that's the Lord's will. And so just being intentional about what are the things we need to get prepared to have a wedding, to have the money for a wedding, to have money for after the wedding, to have a place to live and all those things. And so that's the phase we're in right now, just preparing for that and just saving as much as we can and just planning that.
That's right.
Yeah.
We talked early on about being a protector, and we had 3 P's: protector, provider. What was the third one? Pastor.
Yeah.
So early on, we came up with that. We had that protector conversation, and I needed to make sure that I didn't need to protect my daughter from you. And we had a straightforward conversation, and right away we saw eye to eye.
Yeah.
And we have a little emoji we send each other when Adley's out a little late, and I get the dad like, I'm a little nervous about Adley being out late. I sent you that text salute.
The salute emoji.
And you send the salute back, which means she's in good hands, sir. Don't worry about her. And that actually helps my own soul, so thank you. Because that's one mantle I'm going to hand. I've already started to hand it to you as a protector. And I just think as men we need to protect our wife and our children. So well done.
Thank you.
And then I already see you able to lead her spiritually. You love the Lord and you're pursuing the Lord. And so Allie's a strong woman of God, so it takes a strong man to lead her. And you guys both have your relationship. I don't see her ever having to drag you to church. No. You're going to be leading your household. So I'm proud to see that. And then provider, man, that's just money, and you're already a hard worker. You already hold a job. I'm not concerned about that. I'm saving every dime I can to pay for this wedding. And I'm excited to have the official conversation when Holy Spirit says, let's move forward. But we're not going to document the whole thing, but we are going to make a movie about it.
Yeah.
And the movie is the biggest thing the movie's going to address is the first draft was, there's no boy good enough for my daughter.
Yeah.
And then he learns, because that's what Lonnie told me. He's like, one of the first conversations he had was, there's no boy good enough for my daughter. And then I had to earn that over the next year and a half. But what I've learned is I'm not good enough to be Adley's dad. Like, it's by the grace of God I'm her dad.
Yeah.
And you're a great guy, but you're not good enough either in the sense of, I don't know. You don't have a big house and a big family. I don't know how to explain good enough, but it's a human condition where we're all. But the great story. I'm gonna mess up this theme, but the great theme we're gonna address in the movie is, I'm not good enough. You're not good enough, but with God,
we are.
We are. God's good enough.
Yes. Yeah.
And God has given me the gift of Adley as my daughter, and He is preparing to give her to you as your future bride, which is a gift, and we need to receive that as a gift, and that sets us all free. It sets free of me having to have all this money and this big career to be able to marry off my daughter, and it sets you free for having to have every financial thing figured out and all maturity figured out. Like, you guys need to mature together. There's nothing wrong with getting married in your 20s. Like, I got married at 20, and I had a lot of growing up to do.
Yeah.
So, I'm not good enough, I admit it. I'm releasing my pride to the Lord. I think you're great. So I don't want to say you're not good enough, but I'm releasing any expectation of you to have to perform to win my daughter. Perform as the world would say perform, like money and
having
success
and all those things.
But since we're preparing to stand before the Lord at his altar, because that's what a marriage is. That's the last thing as our alarm goes up. The last thing is we're going to stand before the Lord at the altar, and we're going to make this exchange where you guys are going to be your own family. And I'm excited to move forward.
Yeah, I'm excited too. It's going to be awesome.
So forgive my movie making tendencies.
That's fun.
Thanks for sharing with everybody.
Of course.
It's going to be a fun movie.
I'm excited.
What are you most excited about for this movie?
Man, I'm excited to just like be on set and see how the movie happens, you know? Like that's going to be awesome.
We're going to have a lot of fun.
Like I'm just like excited to just see your work come to life and just see what God can do with it.
I love collaborating with other artists and writers and actors and crew, and that's what filmmaking is. And I collaborate with you too.
Yeah.
So, you're awesome.
Thank you.
Here we go.